was the last time you really saw something? Not just looked at it, but truly observed it. Hi, I'm Cece. I'm an artist and a creative intuitive. And today we're exploring how developing your artist eye isn't just about learning to draw or use any other medium. It's about learning to see with your spirit. Let's begin. In my book, currently in progress, The Saints of San Francisco, I share how my intentional artistic journey didn't just begin with formal training. It began with seeing something I loved and using drawing to share my interpretation of it. Can you guess what my top two things were that I was inspired by? Okay, I'll tell you. Comic books and unicorns. Me and both my younger brother and older brothers are fans of comics. Them, not so much the unicorns, but definitely the comics. And it was also me being inspired by my older brother and admiration of his artistic talent and the storytelling in comic books that inspired me. And the unicorns, who does not like the mystical magic of a unicorn? So it started with appreciation, observation, and of course, inspiration. But what I didn't realize was that I wasn't just drawing, I was training my spirit to see. So today, I'm sharing 3 different levels of observation that will transform how you see the world. First, physical observation. So noticing shapes, colors, shadows, and looking for patterns in nature. You can observe how light changes throughout the day. Second is emotional observation. What feelings arise when you observe? Where do you feel those emotions in your body possibly? And how do different observations affect your energy? And third, spiritual observation. What messages might be hidden in what you see? How does this observation connect to your path and your journey? And what divine guidance might possibly be present? All right, so let's practice together. It's a very simple exercise. So what you're gonna do is choose any object nearby. You choose one of mine. If I could give it to you, I would, but pick something a little closer. So we're gonna spend 3 minutes in what I call sacred observation. First, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Soften your gaze, meaning don't stare at the object to make an assessment. See the object, take it in. So in our first minute, let's take a look at the physical details. What are the physical details of the object you've chosen? Notice the shape and the color. Is it small? Is it large? Does it fit into the palm of your hand? Or does it fill the corner of a room? Can it physically change states? Does it get hot or cold? How does it interact with light? Next, take another deep breath in, out through your mouth. Now in our second minute, we're going to look at emotional response. What is your emotional response to this object? How does it make you feel? Is there a word that you could use to describe this object and this feeling? Does it create a describable physical response? We're going to take one more breath for our third minute. Deep breath in, out through the mouth. This is our last minute of sacred observation to focus on spiritual connection. What is your connection to this object? Does it belong to you, or does it remind you of someone you know or that you have feelings about or for? Does it connect in any way to thoughts you've had about your path and your purpose? Another breath in, another breath out. What are your final overall observations? What resonates with you? What really rests in the core of your spirit about this object? You can pause the video now to take another minute to check in with yourself and see how you feel. And just start back up when you're ready. Practice sacred observation for just 3 minutes a day. And I promise miracles. I don't promise miracles, but you'll look at things differently. So choose a different object each time and let me know what you discover in the comments below. And for extra credit, if you're that type of person, you can observe the entirety of your experiences in a day to look for cledons. A cledon is a clear message from spirit through a person or another source. It could be that you hear a snippet of conversation or a podcast pops up in your feed on a very specific topic that you've been thinking about, ruminating on. And sometimes people just see these happenings as serendipitous or chance. I personally don't believe that the guidance we seek and the answers we receive are simply lucky. I believe they're meant exactly for us, if we are consciously observing the world around us. So for example, you have a question regarding a project you've been thinking about. Should you explore this project or subject matter in sculpture or in painting? That day, you get a postcard from the local museum inviting you to a sculpture exhibition. Then, same day, the songs Statues in a Gallery and Sculptures of Anything Goes play one behind the other while you're streaming music. Chance, serendipitous, or guidance? Fun, right? So just another way to observe the world around you. So you notice how this practice isn't just about becoming a better artist, right? Or becoming a better creative. It's about developing your creative muscles, developing your eyes through spiritual awareness, perspective, and perception. How you observe is just as important as what you see. Seeing and observing are two very different things. And all of our senses and spirit are involved when we choose to truly observe. Then we can experience an object and circumstance thoroughly in its entirety to its core. When we train our eye to truly see, we train our spirit to truly connect. So if this resonates with you, just try it. Just once, 3 minutes, that's all it is. Let me know in the comments below how this practice moved you or didn't. And remember, you don't need any artistic training to begin this. You only need to be willing to see with new eyes. So please subscribe to stay connected and join our creative spiritual journey. Next time, we'll explore color meditation and creative energy. Remember, we're all art in progress. So until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, keep creating and observing with purpose and spirit. Blessings.